Hello everyone and welcome back to Toon Tales. Today we're about to take a cosmic joyride with Wander over Yonder and cover the show from beginning to end in detail. This animated sci-fi comedy series originally aired on Disney Channel before finding a new home on Disney XD. With its vibrant and imaginative world, filled with colorful aliens, spaceships, and zany adventures, it's no wonder this show quickly became a fan favorite. Join Wander, the optimist, and his trusty steed Sylvia as they journey through the cosmos, making new friends and battling villains. With 2 seasons and 43 episodes, there's never a dull moment on this wild ride. So let's take a look at these crazy characters. The Wander story. First up, we've got Wander, a friendly extraterrestrial who's always down for a good time. This interstellar traveler is a happy-go-lucky, optimistic fellow who wanders the universe with the sole purpose of spreading joy and helping others be happy. In The Greater Hater, we find out that Wander is not actually his birth name. Nope, turns out our boy Wander got his nickname from his buddy Sylvia when they first met. A lot of Wander's personal history is not revealed. We don't know his real name, where he's from, how old he is, or even what species he belongs to. But let's be real, he kind of looks like a space monkey, doesn't he? In The Waste of Time, it's hinted that Wander might be immortal, or maybe his species just ages slower than the rest. Either way, Wander looks exactly the same now as he did 1,000 years ago. In The Wanders, we see a new side of Wander, a frightened child rooted in his desire to help others. His altruism stems from his own experiences of being alone and helpless as a child, making him the best darn helper he can be. He befriends and helps anyone he comes across, regardless of whether they're good or evil. It's like he's on a mission to make sure that no one feels as alone and helpless as he did as a child. And even though it may seem a little bit extreme at times, we can't help but admire his unwavering dedication to helping others. This guy is the epitome of friendly, sweet, nice, kind-hearted, and lovable. But not everyone is a fan of his infectious positivity, especially not Lord Hater, the main villain of the show. Lord Hater finds Wander's boundless energy and optimism to be about as annoying as a mosquito buzzing in your ear. The Sylvia's story. And let's talk about his trusty sidekick, Sylvia, a space horse who's tougher than a 3-day-old burrito. Wander and Sylvia are best friends who explore the universe as traveling companions. Their bond is unbreakable, and they have a deep understanding of each other's strengths and weaknesses. They are always willing to lend a helping hand to each other. Sylvia is a Zebornak, an alien species of reptilian bipeds found around the galaxy. Sylvia will never back down from a challenge and loves fighting. Despite her tough exterior, Sylvia has a soft spot for her best friend and traveling companion, Wander. In The Waste of Time, it is revealed that Sylvia used to be a bounty hunter, and she met Wander when she took him from Killbot 85. She also used to be a racer, as we can see in The Time Bomb. Unfortunately, her fiery temper often got in the way of her winning any races. But hey, at least she gave it her all in. Even though Sylvia is tough and competitive, she's also kind-hearted. She just doesn't like to show her soft side too often because she doesn't want to ruin her tough girl image. It's like she's trying to maintain her street cred or something. Together, Wander and Sylvia explore the cosmos, making friends and causing chaos wherever they go. And boy, do they meet some interesting characters along the way, like a planet full of talking dogs or a group of singing fish who could give Ariana Grande a run for her money. But their adventures aren't all sunshine and rainbows. They also had to face off against the villainous Lord Hater and his army of watchdogs, who were always trying to ruin their fun. The Lord Hater's story. He is the arch-enemy of Wander and Sylvia. This guy is so bad, he resides on a skull ship and leads a gang of one-eyed creatures called watchdogs, with his trusty sidekick Commander Peepers always by his side. Lord Hater is a power-hungry, short-tempered, evil and cruel dictator. He hates being told what to do by those he declares lower than him, including his own henchmen and Peepers. Despite his reputation as a feared galactic conqueror and all-around tyrant, this guy is actually a big baby. Lord Hater is exceedingly immature, prone to throwing temper tantrums and reacting irrationally to even the slightest grievance. In The Rager, he had a fit and argued with Peepers like a little kid when he asked him to wait until the morning to destroy the kings. This villain despises Wander with a burning passion and has even gone so far as to want to capture him, torture him, and even have him killed in episodes like The Brainstorm and The Fancy Party. Wander is definitely at the top of Lord Hater's most wanted list. This guy is obsessed with capturing him and getting him out of the way once and for all. And who's number 2 on that list, you might ask? Well, it's none other than Sylvia, of course. Now that you're caught up on our main characters and their backgrounds, let's take a look at the adventures they embark on. The first season, which has 39 episodes and premiered in 2013, begins on a planet with a name so weird I can't pronounce it, Binglebopolopolis, home to a charming species known as Binglebops. Binglebops are small, round, furry creatures with big eyes and cute little voices that sound like they've been inhaling helium. But their fun is cut short when Lord Hater and his army of watchdogs invade the planet, seeking to conquer and destroy everything in their path. Yonder decides to challenge Lord Hater to a competition to determine who is truly the greatest in the galaxy. They go through various challenges, and Yonder comes out on top, leaving Lord Hater steaming with anger. And what does a villain do when they're feeling angry? They hop in their spaceship and start firing lasers, of course. Lord Hater chases Yonder through the galaxy, shooting lasers left and right until he crashes and accidentally frees the Binglebops. In another galaxy, Yonder and Sylvia are on a mission to return a huge egg to its nest. Yonder tries to get Sylvia to tap into her nurturing side to help care for the egg. But being a tough space horse, Sylvia is having none of it and would rather kick some alien butt. Finally, they reach the nest. And then, the egg hatches. Out pops the cutest little ball of fluff you've ever seen. The baby puffball reunites with its mother, and even Sylvia can't help but crack a smile. Lord Hater's evil plan is interrupted by Wander's picnic plans with Sylvia. Wander offers Hater a sandwich, but he refuses, so Wander insists and distracts Hater's robot, causing it to lose its head, literally. Hater chases Wander, who he wishes away for 5 seconds. Looks like Hater needs to learn to enjoy a good sandwich. Because of this, Wander and Sylvia became fugitives, hiding themselves from the watchdogs. They have to escape, but Wander ruins Sylvia's plans by helping everyone in need. Sylvia ditches Wander because his niceness ruins her escape plan from the watchdogs. But then, she has a change of heart and comes back to save him. As they explore the universe, Wander and Sylvia find an abandoned spaceship and discover a spider-like alien named Captain Tim. While Wander trains him, Sylvia thinks Wander is dead and triggers the ship's self-destruct. But Wander and Captain Tim are safe, just playing. Sylvia returns to rescue them, and Captain Tim impresses with new tricks. Then Captain Tim gets adopted by Lord Hater. Peepers makes fun of Wander's sneakiness to Lord Hater, who orders him to bring Wander to him. Wander follows Peepers onto the ship, but quickly disappears, causing chaos as he explores and has fun. Wander accidentally hits the self-destruct button in Lord Hater's bedroom. Sylvia saves him from being caught, and Lord Hater saves the ship with a password, but not before zapping Peepers with lightning for his failure. Wander and Sylvia crash land on Doomstone without orbital juice. Pretending to be tough guys, they steal from crime lord Papa Doom, but are chased by bad guys. They discover everyone was pretending and get what they need by asking nicely. The town is renamed Congenial Rock, and they get their juice and a pie. Then Wander and Sylvia feast with Prince Cashmere and his goat army in Ba'ahala. But a troll insults them and grows bigger. Wander ignores the insults, and the troll shrinks, allowing the feast to continue. The goats celebrate, and Wander traps the troll in a goblet. Another day, Wander and Sylvia have the task of delivering a box to someone named Glenn without opening it. Wander becomes obsessed with knowing what's inside, causing hallucinations and distress. They deliver the box to the Lord, who reveals it was a test to teach Wander strength of character. Sylvia forced the lords to put some items in the box for Wander, making him happy. During a chase by a giant worm, Wander gets lost, leaving behind only his special hat. Sylvia tries to find something useful in the hat, but only finds calming items, learning that the hat doesn't give you what you want, but what you need. After being trapped in the worm's stomach, Sylvia rescues Wander with the hat's help. In another try to catch the dynamic duo, Lord Hater hires 3 bounty hunters to capture Wander and Sylvia, offering a reward of 1 gajillion Hater-Zoans. Peepers sets out to capture them himself, but ends up foiling the bounty hunters' plans. Later, Wander and Sylvia help Sir Brad save Princess Demura from the Dragon King's castle, but it turns out to be a big misunderstanding. Brad's diary was the prophecy, and they just end up being friends. Demura marries the dragon, and they all live happily ever after. It's Lord Hater's birthday. Peepers throws him a party, but it's a flop. Wander saves the day with a song that puts a smile on Hater's face. Later, Sylvia and Wander wake up in a jail cell on Hater's ship. Sylvia escapes with Wander, who she dresses as a watchdog. Using something like an Inception reference, Sylvia sends weird events into Wander's dream so he can destroy the force field generator and escape on a missile. After the crash, Wander is full of energy while Sylvia falls asleep. At night, Sylvia is tired from the events of the past day and looking forward to a long sleep. Wander spends a long, tiring night trying to keep her from waking up due to the loud noises he keeps hearing. Then, they meet a talking planet named Janet, who creates beautiful scenery for them. But Janet becomes possessive of Wander and tries to keep him and Sylvia apart. All of a sudden, a moon named Maurice appears and begins flirting with Janet. Wander and Sylvia leave them so they can start an adorable relationship. Once again, Lord Hater and Peepers try to invade another planet, but this time Wander's banjo ruins everything. They give up, then try again, but the banjo strikes again. Looks like evil is no match for a musical instrument. Emperor Awesome crashes a planet-ending party and renames Sylvia to Bee. Wander and Emperor Awesome have a dance competition, causing the planet to break apart. They leave, and Sylvia and Wander clean up with a cleanup party. Wander and Sylvia find a lost sock and go on a crazy adventure to find the owner, facing Grizzlocks, Doom Dragons, and a Cobra ruler. They meet a Neon Knight and finally find the owner, Destructor, who uses the sock as a puppet. He forgives his father and makes Wander and Sylvia dukes. All for a silly sock. As they explore the galaxy, Wander and Sylvia stumble upon a space door that leads them to a white void. They play around changing their shapes and sizes until Sylvia reminds Wander to focus, realizing they can have anything they want, just imagining it. They find a way out and ignore the window back to the void. Lord Hater's date ditches him, and he plans to blow up a planet in revenge. Then Sylvia pretends to be his date, Linguini von Breadstick, and tries to keep Hater impressed, while Wander hides under the table and plays footsie. They go on a disastrous date to a fancy restaurant and a carnival. Despite Sylvia's disgust, Hater falls in love with her and proposes. Wander saves her by posing as a Southern belle. But the real kicker? Peepers knew all along that they were in disguise, which horrifies Hater. In the first season finale, Sylvia's old friend Ryder arrives in town just as she's getting bored with Wander's adventures. To spice things up, Ryder proposes breaking into Lord Hater's lair to steal treasure, and convinces Sylvia and Wander to join him. They head to a bar to find the coordinates to Hater's vault on a floppy disk. Do you guys know what a floppy disk is? During the intergalactic space chase to the vault, it becomes clear that Sylvia prefers Ryder's adventures over Wander's do-gooding. Arriving at the lair, Wander is left behind as Sylvia and Ryder attempt to steal the treasure. Meanwhile, Wander befriends a giant worm on another planet. It turns out that Ryder was just using Sylvia to get to the treasure and planned to keep it all for himself. The Watchdogs and Lord Hater catch them, but Wander comes to the rescue with a birthday cake. The vault explodes, and the stolen money is returned to its rightful owners. Ryder is left alone once again. So, in the second and final season of Wander Over Yonder, which had 40 amazing episodes, Lord Hater has a new rival in town, and his name is Lord Dominator. Yes, she's a woman. Everyone is shocked. Anyway, Hater has big plans to destroy a bunch of planets with his Disaster Blaster 5000, but gets sidetracked when he sees Wander and Sylvia floating around. Wander convinces him to turn the destruction into a fancy wedding, complete with mood music and sparkly costumes. It all ends with a big boom and the ship destroyed, but Hater is still happy because he had a great time. And then, in a totally crazy simultaneous episode, we see Wander and Lord Hater going about their daily routines in opposite ways as they struggle to make breakfast. Who knew breakfast could be so intense? After that, Wander picks up a loopy Lord Hater from the dentist, and he takes this opportunity to show Hater how much fun being a good guy can be. Meanwhile, a villain from Wander's past, Dr. Screwball Jones, makes a surprise return. His evil plan? To force everyone to laugh. Wander transforms into a superhero and tries to stop him, but no one takes him seriously. That is until he makes a grand entrance that's so weird, things only get stranger from there. The next episode is called The Wanders. Wander discovers some mysterious crystals that cause his personality to split into multiple duplicates of himself, precisely 420 in number. Isn't that a funny number? Asterisk wink, wink asterisk. Sylvia tries to catch all 420 Wanders, and we get to know the part of him that drives him to help everybody, the most important part. Meanwhile, Commander Peepers gets fired as Lord Hater's right-hand man. But Hater quickly realizes that going solo against the evil sandwich named Sourdough isn't as easy as it sounds. Who knew sandwiches could be so tough? Lord Hader apologizes to Peppers, and he gets his job back. Wander and Sylvia run into a strange old lady named Stella, who claims to be a retired hero. Of course, they end up helping her out when a planet invasion hits, because that's just how Wander rolls. To work his way up the galactic villain leaderboard, Lord Hader plans to invade the forthcoming planet, but is distracted when he gets involved in Wander's game of tag. Lord Hader hangs out with Emperor Awesome, leaving Peepers feeling left out. Meanwhile, Sylvia's all excited to watch a beautiful jellyfish migration, but Wander gets totally hooked on a viral baby cakes video. But turns out Little Bits is behind the video, and she's using it to control the whole city, and Sylvia must stop her. Hader captures various rulers from past episodes of their lives. They make a prison party, but Hader isn't invited. He finds a way to sneak in and get to enjoy the party, until Commander Peppers locks him in a prison cell. Hader is excited when he meets his villain idol, Major Threat, but is shocked to hear he has been recently reformed after a visit from a familiar space traveler. Hader tries all he can do to turn Threat evil again, but Threat wants him to be good too. Shortly after Wander discovered Lord Dominator is actually a girl, he plans to get her and Lord Hader to fall in love with each other. This, however, leads to an ultimate battle for power amongst a wide array of villains, all while Wander waits for Dominator's arrival. Wander finds a mysterious love letter to Dominator and assumes it's from Hader. So he sets out on a mission to deliver it to her, but Sylvia's not having it. She keeps distracting him with random tasks, probably because she knows this whole thing is a recipe for disaster. And to top it all off, Peepers invents a ray that can freeze anything, including Dominator. But Hader's too busy trying to impress her with his new ride to even pay attention to the plan. In all black and white episode, Wander tries to cheer up a former villain who's struggling with life, the Black Cube of Darkness. Wander convinces the villain to spend a day looking on the bright side of things instead of collecting the souls of others. Meanwhile, Andy the Watchdog presents his video blog, A Day in the Skull Ship. The show makes the Watchdogs feel special. In another galactic adventure, Wander and Sylvia discover a secret planet. Of course, Wander's white lies get out of control while struggles to keep it a secret. Wander loses his hat, and Lord Hader finally gets his hands on it. He tries to use it for his own gain, but the hat gets out of control and ends up back with Wander. Wander is left with nothing to do but wait for help when he gets his finger stuck in a black hole. However, Hader inadvertently cheers up Wander after breaking his spirit by simply reminding him of his advice. It never hurts to help. He also ends up plugging in the black hole with his glove. Sylvia does not reappear until the very end, when she brings back several plugging devices, only to see Lord Hader's severed arm plugging up the hole. Drunk in love, Lord Hader puts on an epic concert to impress Lord Dominator, but it fails. Then Lord Hader orders the Watchdogs to make a propaganda cartoon about him. The Watchdogs air the cartoon live in the hopes of impressing Dominator. She watches a parody of Scooby-Doo and Gravity Falls. Meanwhile, Wander befriends one of Lord Dominator's robotic probes. Sylvia needs a break from all the hero stuff, so she drags Wander along to visit her family on the Zbornak homeworld. Meanwhile, Hader and Peepers are freaking out because Emperor Awesome is hanging out with Lord Dominator. But for different reasons. In the end, Emperor Awesome fails to impress Dominator. She's tough. And then, things get even crazier when Dominator starts acting like she's asking Hader out on a date. Wander is going to teach him how to talk to women, but the things doesn't go as planned. When Lord Hader presents himself to Dominator, she asks her to surrender as she is the bad guy. Meanwhile, Commander Peepers and Sylvia team up to take out Dominator's forces. In a time travel episode, Wander and Sylvia revisit past episodes of their own lives. We discover Wander's previous name was Tumbleweed. Later, Sylvia is jealous of a new hero named Hotshot, who keeps stealing her and Wander's thunder, and then she hangs out with a rowdy young woman who turns out to be none other than Lord Dominator. What? Captain Tim goes missing. Lord Hader teams up with an alien-hunting mercenary to track down his beloved pet. Meanwhile, Sylvia tries to take over Wander's helping duties when her friend falls ill. And Wander inspires a band of tiny people to worship him. Approaching the final episode of the season, Wander, Sylvia, Hader, and Peepers must team up to pilot a legendary robot against Lord Dominator. Later, Wander struggles to keep his hopes up as he and Sylvia try to save a wilting flower found on a planet destroyed by Dominator. Despite the seemingly insurmountable odds, they refuse to give up and work tirelessly to save the plant. Finally, the show ends with just one planet left standing, and it's time for the ultimate showdown between the good guys and the bad guys. Wander and Sylvia gather a group of rebels to take on the evil Lord Dominator, while Lord Hater is in a race to take over the planet first. Dominator's luck changes after Lord Hater, Commander Peepers, and the Watchdogs show up to help the Resistance in their battle against her. Hater ends up saving the galaxy from Dominator. Who would have guessed? And that's it for today. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any recap of your favorite show.